everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendall. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. But for today, I'm actually going to be diving back into some INXS. Now, I'm actually going to be doing their song from their last album. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Their very last album with Michael Hutchins, the title track, Elegantly Wasted. I've gotten a couple of requests to actually do this one, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and check it out. So let's just get right into it. This is INXS, and this is Elegantly Wasted. Here we go.
Announce the arrival of their flight 900 at 900.
Zurich Central Rail, Beirut, Bahrain.
Customs and passport passengers may proceed to the gate area.
Okay.
Look at all the shines. Baby's down the world and she knows it. If your spirit's
Groovy.
running, why don't we make it right like we used to? We run, we hide, we wait, want the good life. Oh, sure, you're right.
Okay.
This ain't the good life. Look at all the crimes. Burns down the world 'cause she owns it. Making up her life. Nothing more.
What is he doing?
Makes it voodoo. We run, we hide, we want the good life.
I should do this.
You're right. This ain't the good life.
All right. So, I forgot to mention in my intro, this is a first time reaction. I hadn't heard this one before, but right away, I just have to say, it's groovy. I mean, you got to admit, it definitely has that groovy sound to it. It kind of, this may be a weird comparison, but it kind of, the opening of it kind of reminds me of a little bit of the opening of Need You Tonight. Just the, mainly just like the opening, like kind of the groovy sound, because like in Need You Tonight, it was that, and then this one, it's like, boom, 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 boom. I know that's a weird comparison, but it just kind of, it just reminded me a little of that. But I actually have to say, like this, I feel like this, like this, the tone of the song and just the song in general, this coming out in 97 and now we're in 2025. So this is almost 30 years after this, but I actually think it still holds up. Like actually, I feel like you could play this in like on today's radio and I feel like people would get into it just because of that. I mean, not only the groovy sound, but it definitely has that raw, groovy, like really mixed together. And that's one thing I noticed. I mean, I know I mentioned this before, but that's like one thing I've noticed about INXS is that almost every song I've listened to so far, I mean, I know I still have a huge catalog to go through, but almost every song I've listened to so far has like been so different. Like they were definitely not afraid to experiment. No song is really the same. I mean, I feel like they did a really good job of just making sure that, everything was different and nothing sounded the same, because I feel like when you get to a point where everything that sounds the same, it gets boring after a while, and nobody wants to hear the same thing over and over and over again. And I feel like, and like I said, I feel like they did a really good job of like really keeping people, like pulling people in, and really staying in tune with, like, at the time, like what I think people were listening to. But because I know with like their because like I said, unfortunately this was their last album with Michael Hutchence, because this came out around spring of 97. I want to say March or April of 97, and sadly he passed away later that year in November of 97. But because like their last album, and of course I've only listened to one song off that album, Time, and they were really kind of trying to fit in with like at the time, like that whole grunge hard rock scene. And I feel like, with that song, I feel like they had done a good job. And I feel like with this, it's really kind of hard to kind of, I know I'm probably not trying to compare it with today's music, but I just feel like, a lot of songs in the 90s were just so vastly different. But I really wanted to figure out like the meaning behind the lyrics. Like, what is the meaning of Elegantly Wasted? Like, what's the purpose behind it? And basically the song in a nutshell is basically, it just describes like a state of like, and now I mentioned this in a couple of videos with like songs that try to like, oh, like, it looks glamorous on the outside, but like you're on the inside, you just feel so empty, and you don't really feel fulfilled. And I feel like a lot of us at that point in time really like have dealt with that. Like, we definitely have like the outside, like, oh, it looks so great, but then on the inside, you just feel so empty and just feel so dull and unfulfilled. And you like, and and actually, like at one point during the song, Michael Hutchence, he said, like, this ain't the good life. Like, yeah, sure, it looks glamorous on the outside, but on the inside, I just feel so empty. And sadly, I think in real life, like around that time, I definitely feel like not just him, but I think everybody in the band in general, they kind of were feeling like they were like not like at their height, like they were. But I feel like if Michael was still alive and they were still performing, I honestly feel like they would still like sell out places and still like be on top of the music, like whatever like music everybody's listening to today. Because even today in 2025, I still like a lot of the songs I listen to, I'm like, this song is amazing. I definitely feel like the song holds up today. And man, I've said this before, but it is just still such a shame that he's gone. And I really would like watching this and knowing that like the same year he would sadly pass away. I really try to think of like what would happen if he was still alive, because I definitely, me myself, I would definitely be going to their concert. I would definitely be in those seats, like just rocking on, because I feel like their music still holds up today. And man, I want to get back into this because I want to see how the rest of this finishes out. What was that?
Well, look at all the shines. Baby's down on the world and she knows
He's
it.
so freaked out.
If your spirit is fine, why don't we make it rain like we used to? We run, we hide, we want a good life. Oh sure, you're right, but this ain't a good life.
to hear that. That was interesting. I'll give it that. All right, that I don't really have a lot to say about that one. I'm glad I checked it out, but at the same time, I'm kind of conflicted on it. Like I said, I definitely think it's one of those songs that, like, I feel like it still holds up today. Like, the sound and like the rhythm. I think like the song itself, I think it definitely holds up. And like, I definitely like, I'm not like, I'll try and like maybe listen to it again at some point, maybe further down the road. But I'm sitting here too thinking, that video was definitely strange. It was interesting, but it was also strange at the same time. And it's like I said, they were definitely not afraid to experiment. They definitely were one of those bands that were always like wanting to try something new. And so far, a lot of time it has worked. Like no song I've listened to so far has sounded the same. But I like the opening, like of the song, definitely had like kind of reminded me of the opening of Need You Tonight. It's just the like more the funkiness, the sound to it. But like I said, I liked it, but it's definitely not my favorite of their songs. Like I said, I think the song still holds up, like the sound, but I might at some point down the road, I might do another, maybe I'll do another reaction or something, and maybe my opinion will change. That can definitely happen. But let me know what you guys think. What is your favorite INXS song? What other songs of theirs would you like to see me react to? Or are there some other songs by some other artists that you would like to see me react to? But if you like what you saw in here and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like and share, comment below. That way you will get notified when I drop new videos, and will also too just really help me keep the channel growing, keep it out there. I really want to see where it goes. And I also have a Patreon, which is honestly one of the best ways to help support the channel. And it's and you will also get access to videos a day before they premiere here on YouTube. The link will be in the description. And if you like what you saw with this video, hopefully I'll check out some of my other content that I have on here. I forgot to do a lot of really cool songs on here. But until then, stay safe. Have a great day.